Well, last year was an election year,
Okay.
so pretty much all the aldermen that went out canvassing the wards and talked to constituents and that kind of thing kept having the idea of a smoking ban come up. It's been done in other municipalities, of course, and it was something they were interested in, and so that kind of drove the idea.
Okay.
We got together late last year and got input from DREAM organization and the Cancer Society folks, and got an ordinance or a drafted ordinance that other people have used. And we kind of catered ours to that. So it was something that was driven from the community. It wasn't something that we came up with. We may have approached it later on, but it was something that they wanted to see done, and so that's why we brought it to the board, and we made a decision to go ahead and proceed with that.
Okay. And April 5th is the day that's the next meeting?
That's right, April the 5th. That'll be the first board meeting in April.
And so you just got the Applebee's and the Waffle House. They're the only two businesses that still have smoking here.
That's right.
Restaurants, I mean.
Right.
Any pushback from them or anything anticipated?
No, we really hadn't heard any backlash from any of the vendors or commercial retail outlets or restaurants or anything like that. There may be somebody that's not happy with it, but if there is, we haven't heard from them. We try to use common sense, in approaching who and how we would enforce this. Of course, the restaurants, retail stores, including convenience stores, that kind of thing. Any establishment that has a great number of patrons or customers go in and out. So, but to answer the question, no, we really hadn't had a backlash from anybody. What we've got is any of the commercial businesses, including hotels and motels, retail, I shouldn't say commercial, but retail establishments, they can't have anyone smoking in front of the store. If an employee or a customer would like to smoke, they have to go to the rear of the building, at least 15 feet from the back door of the building. The hotels and motels can have up to 20% of the rooms dedicated to smoking rooms, but not over 20%, which is, from what I understand, customary. We have a fine amount set where if, when we first start this and introduce it, we're going to give some leniency. We're going to let people know that we've established a policy or an ordinance. And then after a certain amount of time, 3 or 4 months after we've gotten it in place and everybody's familiar with it, then we'll start the fine process. If you're found to be smoking on a property and they've asked you to not smoke on that property, you have a $50 fine. Not only is the customer or the patron or whoever is doing the smoking going to be fined, but also the establishment themselves. And it's an escalating fine schedule. It's $100 for the first offense, $300 for the second, and $500 for 3 or more offenses during the same calendar year. So that's the basic gist of where we are right now.
And y'all will be the first city in Rankin County to try this?
First city in Rankin County.
Okay. And it would be 30 days from April 5th before it goes into effect? Or?
That's the amount of time we tossed about. It may change, but I would say that 30 days is probably going to be the amount of time.
And any other city?
One of the restaurants in Ridgeland had kind of suffered a downturn on their sales, but now they have more and more people coming back that realize that there's no smoking. I think it would not hurt us. I think it would hurt the business. I think it would help them because we have a lot of people that go into, say, a restaurant here in town that currently allows smoking, and they don't go just for that one reason. And I know they would go back, and I think it would actually help their sales amounts. I really do. I think it'd be just a win-win for everybody.